Oh yeah, we finally have our first trailer for Spider-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I've been really excited for this one, and I was hoping this trailer would drop this month, and I'm really glad it has. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is the first theatrical installment, really it's the first installment, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 5, and this one's gonna be a pretty big deal. We all know why, I'll get to that in a bit. This trailer is awesome. I watched it for the first time and I was like, okay, let's do that again. And then I watched it 160 more times, and now here's my video. So this first official trailer for the third Ant-Man movie starts out, Scott Lang's living a good life after the events of Avengers Endgame, and his daughter, Cassie Lang, now played by Kathryn Newton, still a little salty about Emma Fuhrmann, yeah. But apparently during the blip, she's gotten pretty smart herself. I don't know all the details, obviously, but I guess she creates a device that can send a signal down to the quantum realm, because she still does want to be a hero. In this trailer, she says there are still people out there who need help. We remember that scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp where they're talking, and she was like, I want to be your partner. And I was like, aw, that's really cute. I guess all these years later, Cassie hasn't lost that want. And so her little device doohickey sends a signal down to the quantum realm, and Janet Van Dyne, played once again by Michelle Pfeiffer, she's like, wait a minute, what's happening? She knows something we don't, I'll get to that in a second. But then the whole crew gets sucked into the thing like it's the Perpetual Sun experiment from Spider-Man 2. Scott Lang, Hope Van Dyne, Cassie Lang, Hank Pym, and Janet Van Dyne, they all get sucked in, and they find themselves once again in the quantum realm. Well, for Cassie, it's the first time. And so I guess that's the premise of this movie. The crew now finds themselves trapped in the quantum realm and they have to get out. Now granted, a couple of our characters have been trapped in this realm before. Janet Van Dyne and Scott Lang have both been through that. So maybe they know more about this place than we are aware of. But then the trailer goes on and I'm like, this is not the quantum realm I remember. We've seen the quantum realm a few times at this point, and from what we've seen, it's just this weird looking landscape that looks like we've smoked LSD, and we're up in the sky with diamonds with Lucy. Here in this trailer, we see that there is a lot more that we have not seen. There are people who live here? I don't even want to know what that is. Actually, I do. But then there's this line from Janet Van Dyne.
There's something I never told you.
Alright, now we remember back at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Janet Van Dyne came out of the quantum realm, it turned out she did have powers of a sort. She kind of temporarily healed Ghost, but there was no real explanation of that. Like, how did she get those powers? They must have come from the quantum realm somehow. I'm guessing this movie will explore that. Which, good, going on that continuity. I have a feeling that Janet Van Dyne's probably going to end up being one of the more interesting characters in this movie. Because we haven't really explored her as a character yet. I'm looking forward to seeing what makes her tick. As long as she doesn't lick anyone's face, I think we'll be good. I have to touch on the song they use in this trailer, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's classic Elton John. I love that song. And I love the way they incorporate the orchestra with it, make it sound all epic and dramatic. You gotta think, Elton John must have made a fortune licensing his songs to movies. I'm just saying, it happens a lot. We see even more weird stuff in this trailer. Apparently the quantum realm has a cantina. Taken after Star Wars, I get it. I don't know why, whenever I see a cantina these days, I'm always kind of annoyed. I don't want to be. It's like the Star Wars cantina has become something of a cliche these days. Anytime we see a cantina in any Star Wars installment these days, we're always like, oh great, another cantina. But this isn't Star Wars, so it shouldn't be annoying, but you know what it is. I'm sure when the filmmakers were coming up with this scene, they were inspired by Star Wars. That's what everyone thought of, right? Yeah, I thought so. But seriously though, some of the stuff we see, I mean, this is a whole big city. Makes me wonder, is this Chronopolis? Chronopolis in the comics is a city that is ruled by Kang the Conqueror, who I'll get to in a bit. And there was that Easter egg in Ant-Man and the Wasp, if you noticed. We saw a little city in the quantum realm that could have been Chronopolis. So given all the contexts and the facts that add up, I'm pretty sure this is Chronopolis. Which gets me pretty fucking excited. Cause this place is nuts! All sorts of weird shit going on down here. Including, but not limited to, Bill Murray showing up. I have no idea who he's playing in this movie. He'll probably just be some guy who helps the crew out. Kinda like Lawrence Fishburne, Bill Foster was in the last movie. Like he'll probably only be in a few scenes. I don't know though. Watch, he shows up and he looks at the crew and he's like, are you a god? That'd be funny. But now, we have come to it. The real reason this movie is the big deal that it is. Because we have Jonathan Majors appearing for the first time as Kang the Conqueror. Holy shit. Alright, we remember the finale of Loki Season 1 last year. Jonathan Majors showed up as He Who Remains, and he gave this whole spiel about how he has evil variants out there in the multiverse before Sylvie killed him and opened the multiverse, unleashing them all. And so now we have Kang the Conqueror. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this character in the comics and the lore. I mean, I know he's a pretty bad dude, and I'm sure he's gonna have a pretty damn big role in the MCU's multiverse saga, considering the fact that he's gonna have his own dynasty in Phase 6. So the fact that he's being introduced here, that shows why this movie has been chosen as the first installment of Phase 5. And Kang looks awesome too. We see him come down on that platform and he's all menacing. He looks like the Kang I know from the comics. The helmet he wears, that's what makes his face look blue. But then we see him with his helmet off later, and actually he's got some dialogue right here.
I can get you hope and give you more time if you help me.
Apparently he's going to enlist Ant-Man's help? I'm wondering, like, what kind of angle Kang is coming from here. What does he need help with? Is he gonna try to make himself appear as a good guy, like Mysterio and shit? I mean, at Comic-Con earlier this year, where the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania footage was shown, Kang had a line that we don't see here, but he's talking to Ant-Man, he's like, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?" That's pretty menacing. So, I don't know what angle he's coming from. That makes him mysterious. Cool. So yeah, in the end, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania looks awesome. I love that teaser poster too. I was wondering what it was going to look like, if it was going to follow the tradition of the previous Ant-Man teaser posters. And it kind of does, and it kind of doesn't. I like that. It's cool. This trailer is nothing like anything I expected. It really surprised me. I love that. This movie could end up being fucking awesome. I guess we'll see. It looks like it might just be. So, the official trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Have you watched it yet? What are your thoughts on it? And what's your first impression of Kang here? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta catch up on House of the Dragon, cause I'm pretty behind, and I know the season's wrapped up, so I gotta do a video on it, so I gotta finish it. It's gonna be a long day. Peace!